If you watch any one of my videos, you're going to hear me talk about a Roth IRA at some point or another in any one of my videos. If I'm talking about what you should do when you get started investing in the stock market, or what you should do when you start taking your personal finances seriously, one of the first things that I am going to recommend is invest in a Roth IRA. Now, I have a few videos on the channel already of how to invest in a Roth IRA, but I specifically like to make one every year of a detailed example of how to open up and start a Roth IRA. At this point, this seems like second nature to me, but for someone who is just getting started on their investment journey, having a video like this to refer to or to see for the first time if you're new to the channel is going to make the process of opening up a Roth IRA very simple. In this video, I'm going to talk about what a Roth IRA is, how to open one, and even how I go about investing my money in Roth IRAs. So if we haven't met already, my name is Anfernee McLemore. I make videos about personal finances, investing, and side hustles. And let's start to get into the meat and potatoes of the video. So what is a Roth IRA? When we talk about Roth IRAs, we are by connection going to be discussing what is called an individual retirement account. And for individual retirement accounts, there's basically going to be two main ones that most people refer to: traditional IRAs and Roth IRAs. And the main difference between these two IRAs is going to be how they are going to be treated according to taxes. With a traditional IRA, you are going to be putting in before tax dollars into it, and with a Roth IRA, which is going to be the topic of this video, you're going to be putting in after tax dollars. All this means is that the money that you put into your Roth IRA has already been taxed by Uncle Sam. Uncle Sam has already taken his piece, and whatever you have left over after Uncle Sam takes his piece, you then contribute to your Roth IRA. And this is similar to other brokerage accounts, but what makes a Roth IRA so special and why I think that you should contribute your money to it when you get started with investing is that once your money is in your Roth IRA, it is allowed to grow tax-free until the point of your retirement. So an example that I like to use is that if your $1 grows to $1 million, once you reach retirement age, which I believe is around 59 and a half, you are able to start withdrawing money without having to pay an income tax or an investment gains tax to Uncle Sam, which can range anywhere from 12 to 25%. So that obviously is one of the biggest benefits for a Roth IRA. And because that tax-free growth is so powerful, it actually has a contribution limit of $7,000 a year as of 2024 as far as how much money you can put into your Roth IRA. When I started making YouTube videos back in 2020, that contribution limit was only $6,000. So as time goes on and as inflation eats into our buying power, the federal government tends to raise the Roth IRA contribution limit. A couple of other things that are important to know about a Roth IRA before we get right into setting up your Roth IRA is that if you actually make too much money, you aren't allowed to contribute to a Roth IRA. So as of the year 2024, if you make over $161,000 a year, you aren't allowed to contribute to a Roth IRA. And if you make more than $240,000 a year as a married couple, you are also not allowed to contribute to your Roth IRA. And one of my favorite things to do in these videos was to actually set up and contribute to a Roth IRA to show you how I would go about investing on different platforms. But because of the income limitation, I'm not able to do that this year. However, I can still go through the process of what I would do to set up a Roth IRA. So I'm actually going to set my phone up and open up my screen capture system. I'm just using my iPhone as a screen capture. And what I'm going to do is go through the process of opening up a Roth IRA step by step so that you know exactly what to do. And for the purpose of the title of this video, I'm actually going to be using Chase.com as what I'm going to be using my Roth IRA for. And the reason why I'm doing this is just to have a variety of different platforms on the channel. I talked about how to open up a Robinhood Roth IRA, a Charles Schwab, and then Fidelity. So I thought the next best option would be a Chase Roth IRA. So what you would do if you wanted to open up a Chase Roth IRA, if you already had a Chase account, you would log in and then go to their investment tabs at the top. What you get here, you are technically going to be investing with JP Morgan Wealth Management, and not necessarily Chase, but Chase is partnered with JP Morgan, so it technically is one and the same. Once you get here, you have three different options: invest on your own, work with a team of advisors, work one-on-one with an advisor. I'm actually going to turn my iPhone share off because I'm pretty sure I can just put this footage here at the bottom. And for the purpose of this video, I would not recommend working one-on-one with advisors or working with a team of advisors because we're going to be opening up our own Roth IRA. And if you're not sure where to get started, you can always click Let's Get Started, which would then give you the same options just in bigger font. And it looks like with the other two options, you need a minimum investment of $25,000 or a minimum investment of $100,000, which if you're just getting started on your investment plan, I would honestly expect you to just do the $0 opening account. And now here you have two of the three options that we talked about in this video. You have the traditional IRA and a Roth IRA and a regular brokerage account that does not have any tax benefits. So with the Roth IRA, it says with this retirement account, you may contribute after tax dollars as we talked about, plus you don't have to pay any federal tax on qualified distributions. So if we click continue on the Roth IRA, you would then get to this getting started phases where you would need to confirm some information, ask you some employment details, as well as getting your welcome email. email. Now, I'm not sure how far I'm going to go into this setup process because, as I said, I can't open up another Roth IRA. I may have to blur some of the auto-generated details, but one of the things you're going to need to do is put in your driver's license number or your state ID number and then fill out the rest of the information. Honestly, the entire process, to boil it down, is going to be very similar to opening up a regular bank account or even open up a regular brokerage account. But as I said, there's no need for me to walk exactly through how to open up the account. However, what I would expect the questions that you actually would have is that once you have the account open, what is it that you should invest in, or what is it that you should put your money in? Now, I am not a financial advisor, so I can't actually tell you what to invest in, but I can give you my advice on what I would invest in if I was just getting started on my investing journey. But before I do that, let me give you one more benefit of a Roth IRA if I have not convinced you already, and that is going to be that with a Roth IRA, you can withdraw your contributions to your Roth IRA at any time with no penalty. Now, your contributions that you withdraw is going to be different from any gain. So if you put $6,000 in your Roth IRA and it grew to $7,000, you can only withdraw $6,000 without penalty. And if you want to withdraw the extra $1,000, you would have to pay a 10% penalty as well as pay income tax on that for an early withdrawal. And because you can withdraw your contributions to your Roth IRA without penalty, what this basically means is that your Roth IRA can act as both an emergency fund and a savings account while you are investing your money. Now, I personally wouldn't put any money that I actually needed to have in a short-term notice in a Roth IRA, or at least I wouldn't buy any stocks with that money. But I do think that given a contribution limit per year, it is in your best effort to maximize how much money you put in it up to that $7,000 contribution limit. Now, getting back into exactly what you should buy within your Roth IRA. In my previous videos, I talk about buying index funds, and this video is going to be no different. I am a big proponent that in my investment portfolios, I talk about investing in index funds. So in a series that I already have on the channel of building a $10,000 Robinhood portfolio, you will see that a majority of the portfolio is going to be in an index fund called VOO. And this is basically a low expense ratio S&P 500 index fund that tracks the S&P 500 and allows me to diversify my money at the same time. I used to be a big proponent on stock picking, trying to pick stocks like Tesla, Disney, Coca-Cola, and then building a very personalized portfolio that way of companies that I know and recognize. But over time, my investment curriculum has matured, I would think, and a lot of my money is now invested in index funds, most specifically the S&P 500 index funds. So how I have constructed my portfolio in the past is going to be 70% S&P 500 index funds, 20% total international stock market index funds, and 5% cash and 5% individual stocks. I like to throw in a couple of individual stocks in my investment portfolio simply because I like to have a higher exposure to Tesla and Apple and other big companies that I know and love. But as a beginner investor, you can always do something like 75% S&P 500, 25% stock, 0% cash, or any combination that best suits you. One of the best things that you can do at this stage is learn as much as you can about investing so that when you do get ready to actually put your money into it, you know what it is that you are comfortable with, you know what your risk tolerance is, and you honestly know exactly what to expect. I think that catering to your expectations is going to be really important, because if you are trying to get rich quick, then this is not the video for you. You want to have the expectation that this is going to take 20, 30, 40 years of contributions before you even get close to $1 million. Just think that if you're only investing $7,000 a year, if you're just putting that in a savings account, at 15 years down the road, you will only be at $105,000. But if you start to throw in some 7% annual investment gains every year, you can really see how that growth will start to impact your portfolio. And I actually have a note here for this video to show you exactly what that looks like. So I'm going to start recording my screen once again and show you how that math works. So if you had a starting balance of $0, and if you wanted to invest for 40 years at a 6% annual return rate, if you max out your Roth IRA at the $7,000 annual contribution limit that it is today, at the end of 40 years, you will have $1,083,333.76. But what I think is most interesting is that you will only have contributed $280,000 to your portfolio, and $800,000 of that $1 million would be investment gains. So what this tells me is that if you were totally against investing and you only wanted to keep your money in cash or in a savings account or under your mattress, you would be missing out on $800,000 if you let it sit there for 40 years. That is a life-changing amount of money. So if you don't do anything else in this video, I would still recommend that you start investing today in some form or another so that you can start taking advantage of compound interest. So with all that being said, I really hope you found value in this video. If you found any kind of value in this video, then tap that like button for your boy, as well as hit that subscribe button if you want to see more content like this. We are trying to get this channel to 100,000 subscribers, so I really appreciate it if you do that. If you don't, it don't matter. I love that you watched to the end of this video or you skipped to the end of this video nonetheless, and I'll see you in the next one, guys.